Hey, it's Chidimma Vanessa and welcome to the news. Your local news, African and continental news, universal, every kind of news you can think of. So if that's your thing, please subscribe and also slap a like on it if you are enjoying the content. And please support us on Patreon. The link will be in the description below. Today's headlines are going to be very interesting because unfortunately today I'm going full immigration. All the stories, all the news are about immigration. The first headline, Zimbabweans are protesting in Pretoria in Tshwane for the price hikes of their passports. Another news headline is about the 95 Libyans who appeared in court. Apparently, these guys don't want to go to jail. More news about Miss South Africa, Vanessa Chidimma. So apparently, even the Home Affairs Minister is coming up with a statement defending Vanessa. So with the first story is the most shocking story that I've ever seen. I've never really seen any immigrants actually protesting on the streets for more rights in South Africa. I've never seen this. So Zimbabweans apparently are protesting that their passport prices are actually too high. They want them to be lower so they can be able to come into South Africa and do whatever business they want to do. Not illegally, of course, legal business. The Metro Police of Tshwane came up with a statement warning people and the public which streets will be closed because of this march and protest. So take note that there will be a march tomorrow, 6 August 2024, by the citizens of Zimbabwe. The purpose, they oppose the hike of Zimbabwean passport prices. They will gather from 10 at an open space at corner Madiba Street and Stanza Mopape Street. Basically, this is the list of the streets that you need to avoid. So my question is, are most of these people that will be marching there legal? Because obviously some of them, maybe they'll call their brothers, some of them will call their uncles to join them in the march. Should the police intervene? Should this be allowed? Because are they in the right to actually march as non-South African citizens? Because this might cause some chaos. We don't know what will happen, because ever since in my life, ever since I've lived, I've never seen this. What will really happen? So I don't know. Since Metro Police is actually sanctioning this, is warning people that streets will be closed, it means it's actually legal. They can actually do this. It's within the law. The 95 Libyans who appeared in the White River Magistrates Court, remember, there were Libyans that were caught in a military base that was not even sanctioned. So these guys actually did something illegal, but they're saying that they didn't do anything wrong. So the court continues. So these guys were at White River Magistrates Court this morning, and they refused to go back into the trucks that they were held. And they were chanting outside the court. They said they don't want to go to jail because they did nothing wrong. Imagine that. Well, on my side, I have to admit, I haven't really looked into this case really carefully. But if people have a military base and there were weapons there, they had food there, they were camping there all this time, and there was a police raid, who tipped off the police? And these guys, apparently they had visas, but the visas were questionable. But what did they do illegally specifically? Is having a military base actually illegal? Who's accountable for these guys? Who was actually paying for this guy's camp? Who is the kingpin? That's the main person we should actually look into, because these guys, they might just be employees, but who is the person that set up the whole camp and actually funded these guys to actually have a military base there in Limpopo? Actually in Mpumalanga, right? Yeah, so we just have to know what's going on. I'm going to do more research. Just subscribe and also like if you're enjoying it while I'm doing this, while I'm explaining, so that I can bring you more content, more news about this story. So we're gonna have to see what's going on. But yeah, this story is very weird. Operation Dudula is at it again, and this time they are going after a fellow South African. So they came up with a statement. They are saying that they are going to march. They are saying patriot South Africans rejecting the inclusion of Chidimma in the Miss South African contest are invited to answer the call and march to the offices of Miss South Africa pageant. For what? What are you going to do there? What are you protesting exactly? Because even Miss South Africa acknowledged that Chidimma is a South African. So these guys are just causing all these problems for nothing. What is this movement for? Because as I've said for many years, and you know, with the event that happened in 2008, a lot of people were unalive because of this whole Operation Dudula thing. So they go around checking people. Okay, you are from Lesotho. It means you belong in Lesotho. Don't people know that the Lesotho people living in the Free State, it's quite obvious. Even in Mpumalanga, Limpopo, you'll find people that are descended in Mozambique. But you'll question them saying that they're from Mozambique. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. There are a lot of people that are descended from other countries. Even Tshwane people, they're from Botswana, but they have relatives this side. That's why these borders, they're not real borders. If you were to check borders, people are spread around. They don't really follow these borders that were made up during the times that they invaded this land. So even Operation Dudula, what they're doing, they're just putting people in danger. Now they're going after a fellow South African. Doesn't even make sense. It goes against everything they've been saying. Hypocrites, and I've been saying this for the longest time. And I'm saying Operation Dudula is taking things so far that even the Minister of Home Affairs had to come up with a statement actually telling people that this girl is legal. So Leon Schreider is addressing this matter and telling people, guys, we will even show you proof, paperwork. They have to actually go into this girl's privacy, private information. You wouldn't want people to even know your ID number. But at this point, Home Affairs might not have a choice because they are being hounded for silly things. If this girl is legal, leave this girl alone. Stop harassing her. This has to stop. Someone needs to do something, man, because this is going too far. If she's South African, she's South African. That's it.
We cannot go and violate the Protection of Personal Information Act, because if someone comes to me and makes an allegation against you without any evidence, and suddenly a lot of people repeat that allegation, it would be a violation of your rights in terms of the Poppy Act for me to then go and say, but here's his papers, here's his nationality. So that's the one side. So I think it's been clear from Home Affairs that we are not going to be dragged into innuendos, rumors, and quite vicious episodes that we see on social media.
And the most common denominator with Operation Dudula is that they go after Africans. Haven't you ever noticed they never really question people of Asian, European descent of their paperwork? They always go after African women. Now, I'm not throwing shade at every woman that participated in the Miss South Africa. I'm not saying these women are not beautiful, but at the end of the day, we shouldn't really question anyone if they have the paperwork. Even if their parents are from Holland or from America, from Uganda, if their paperwork is up to par, we need not to question them. They belong in South Africa. They are a fellow South African citizen. It doesn't mean every South African citizen needs to be born in South Africa. Some people will be born outside South Africa and they'll do the paperwork. They will live here. They'll get their children to live here, get educated here. And at the end of the day, they'll be fellow South Africans. Okay, so that's the news for you today. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed, please slap a like, subscribe for more news in the future. Also support us on Patreon. You know, that's the only way we are getting support. And also please follow me on all socials, you know, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, everything. You can even Google me. I'm everywhere, literally. So anyways, Slula Manderson, sharp.